Are you a woman with a bad shopping addiction and an insatiable appetite for overconsumption? No need to feel bad about that because, after all, you're just a girl. Are you a woman who lets the garbage pile up so that your husband or boyfriend will take it out with his big, strong muscles because you're too weak and dainty to ever lift a finger? No need to feel bad about neglecting your responsibilities because you're just a girl. Are you a woman whose car is filled with scratches and dents because of your inability to drive and park correctly? Well, no need to drive safely because you're just a girl.
The thing I love about being a girl is you can do and say just about anything without an excuse or a reason. You can be bad at anything and say, I'm just a girl. You can be a notoriously known bad driver and say, I'm just a girl. You could literally hit a curb and get a flat tire and say, I'm just a girl. You can go on a shopping spree after saying, you're gonna save money and say, I'm just a girl. No argument or a real explanation needed. You could literally just say, you're a girl. You're just girls trying to get by, and there's something truly so purely joyful about it.
Let me be clear, these are not things that actual emotionally intelligent and mature women do, but TikTok's slew of girlification trends are breeding a new crop of women who take pride in being shallow and uneducated. We've talked about girl dinner and girl math, but just as these trends were starting to die down, a new infantile trend took their place. Women across social media are excusing their anti-intellectualism, shopping addictions, and lack of basic skills with those four simple words: I'm just a girl. But people who are invoking that they're just girls aren't girls at all. And being a 25-year-old self-professed teenage girl just isn't the flex that they think it is. Let's discuss how the I'm just a girl trend is selling you infantilization and materialism, all wrapped up in a pretty helpless little bow. The I'm just a girl trend has spread across social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram in recent months. In these videos, women often humorously downplay their recklessness, overconsumption, or lack of knowledge in specific areas by stating, I'm just a girl. At first glance, this trend appears to be innocuous humor, but the phrase I'm just a girl evokes a sense of powerlessness that aligns with this ditzy, performative idea of femininity. And its viral popularity suggests that the desire to play this role is still alive and well in contemporary culture. It's yet another sign of how influencer culture is decreasing people's brain cells and making them desire lives of materialism and superficiality and performative helplessness. Some popular TikToks boast, I'm just a girl with a shopping addiction. I'm just a girl who uses shopping as a form of self-care. Me treating myself to a shopping spree this weekend because I'm just a girl. I wonder how much money I could save if I wasn't just a girl. The trend most often uses I'm just a girl by No Doubt as the background music, or sometimes this famous line from the movie Notting Hill.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy.
But the irony is that in the No Doubt song, Just a Girl, released in 1995, Gwen Stefani expressed frustration with societal constraints placed on women. The song is actually a tongue-in-cheek, biting critique of how women are infantilized and dismissed by society and relegated to very limiting roles based on their gender. Yet the TikTok trend, while bearing the same words, has drifted completely away from the original intention of the song. What was once a commentary on the limitations imposed on women has now been repackaged into a self-deprecating joke that reinforces the very stereotypes it once sought to dismantle. Now, I'm just a girl means you're incapable of driving properly, incapable of taking out the trash without your husband or boyfriend, or enjoy rotting in bed all day, or you spend your days watching Ariana Grande videos while you indulge in your excessive and super aesthetic skincare and makeup collection. This speaks to how certain social media trends can truly water down, co-opt, or just plain old bastardize art, all in the name of conspicuous consumption, all in the name of mindless consumption. While this is said in jest, comedy can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The I'm just a girl trend normalizes this idea that we're these dainty little girls and we need big, strong men to help us with our basic life tasks and take over the serious business because we could care less. We have better things to do like paint our nails and play dress up and hoard beauty products and act helpless instead of relying on infantile stale and outdated performances of our relationship dynamics. We should be building genuine, deeper relationships that are built on who we authentically are. And today's sponsor, the Paired app, is a perfect way to start. The Paired app is the ultimate relationship companion, offering an array of interactive games, challenges, and tools designed to foster communication, trust, and intimacy. The app empowers couples to unlock their relationship potential, strengthen their bond, and create lasting memories together. The Paired app is grounded in research, providing expert-backed advice in a fun and engaging way. My boyfriend and I started using the Paired app back in June, and it's really helped us to improve our communication and deepen our connection. One of my favorite features of the Paired app is the fun games and quizzes that encourage you to make time for your partner every day. Here's some of the recent games and quizzes that we've done. We did the Asking How Was Your Day quiz, which helped us to assess how satisfied we are with the communication in our relationship right now. We also played the You and Me Showing Love game, which asked questions about how we display affection. We also recently played the You and Me Money Matters game, which asked questions about budgeting and tracking expenses. So how it works is you each answer your questions or play your games, take the quizzes, etc. separately, and then you come together and go over your responses, which helps you to practice healthy communication habits in your relationship. So if you're ready to strengthen your relationship, click my link below to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off Paired Premium so you can maintain and deepen your connection with your partner. Thanks to Paired for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go back to discussing the I'm just a girl trend. Grown women are spreading this message that it is cute to be devoid of basic life skills. It's cute to be superficial. It's cute to be shallow, particularly if you're a girl, especially for those who are in fact young girls who see this trend and start to see I'm just a girl as being aspirational. This is how you breed a generation of Sephora kids. There are literal Sephora kids right now who are participating in this trend, like this little girl who posted this video with the caption, "What happened to all your money?" And she answers it by singing, "I'm just a girl." Now, of course, she's literally just a girl, but we should not be teaching young girls to shop recklessly. It might not be the intention of these TikTokers to portray this. They might just be using this sound just to participate in a cute little trend, but the impact is the same regardless of your intention. Trends like this really proliferate the idea that women, we will sometimes be the participants in our own denigration. And it really does go to show how influencer culture has reduced womanhood to being caricatures, okay? It's like we're in a TV show of life. We're not even really living. We're in a movie or we're in a TV show and we're playing these caricatures of women, characters that are one-dimensional, where women are playing into these stereotypes of being ditzy or financially irresponsible, rather than, I don't know, trying to challenge them, rather than, I don't know, trying to dismantle them. The I'm just a girl trend illustrates how women's identities are increasingly being tied to things that are superficial. By saying I'm just a girl, they're reducing their agency and justifying overconsumption as just a natural part of their gender identity, turning their engagement with consumer goods into a spectacle. This is reminiscent of Guy Deboard's concept of the spectacle in the book The Society of the Spectacle, released in 1967, where he argues that all social life in capitalism becomes mediated by images. Here, social media enables women to broadcast their performative consumption as a spectacle for others to consume. The phrase, "I'm just a girl," implies an inability to change behavior, like it's in a woman's DNA to act in such a manner. Self-deprecation can be a really useful tool. You know, we all can make fun of ourselves from time to time. Being feminine is a great thing, but these trite ideas of what it means to be feminine are so far off from the reality of womanhood. Femininity is a beautiful, beautiful thing, but mindless shopping, anti-intellectualism, and overconsumption isn't girly, it's just shallow and irresponsible. I love feminine things. There's nothing wrong with being feminine, but these women are doing entirely too much and too little at the same time. Brushing off your responsibilities and intellect in the name of girly indulgence is deeply problematic. I'm past the point of letting people just enjoy things, because when your enjoyment comes at the expense of the environment, comes at the expense of someone else's exploitation, as an adult, you should be aware of that reality and feel the emotions that come with being aware. And when your enjoyment comes at the expense of your own intellectual growth, you're only hurting yourself. In the case of the I'm just a girl trend, many of these creators likely see this as a phrase to poke fun at themselves, downplaying their mistakes in a charming charming and approachable manner. But when the humor revolves around their gender, it plays into this idea that these women are not grounded in reality and have instead created these girlified characters for themselves on the internet. As women, we're capable and we don't have to feign weakness or make ourselves smaller. We don't have to play the role of the ditzy and unaware damsel in distress Pinterest aesthetic princess. To understand the impact of the "I'm just a girl" trend, we have to examine it in a broader cultural lens of media that has really perpetuated ideas of women being incapable compared to men. For centuries, women have been portrayed as emotional, irrational, and less suited for intellectual pursuits. In the 19th century, the cult of domesticity in Western society idealized women as being passive, nurturing figures whose primary purpose was to care for the home and children. During this period, women were taught to be weaker and less intelligent than men. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, we see these ideas rooted in gender essentialism continue to shape societal expectations. The dumb blonde archetype has been a fixture in Hollywood for decades. This character type portrays a blonde woman, often beautiful, as unintelligent, naive, and oblivious to the world around them. These portrayals have lasting effects as they reinforce the idea that intelligence and beauty are mutually exclusive. And for many of these beauty-obsessed influencers who have built their brands off of overconsumption of beauty products, adopting this "I'm just a girl" persona makes perfect sense. In the classic 90s sitcom Married with Children, Peg Bundy, played by Katie Sagal, is portrayed as a lazy, clueless housewife who's uninterested in anything beyond shopping and watching TV. Her character frequently relies on her husband, Al Bundy, to handle all practical matters in the household, while she is often portrayed as being self-centered and unintelligent. I Love Lucy is one of the most iconic sitcoms of all time, and it revolved around Lucy Ricardo, played by Lucille Ball, a housewife who constantly found herself in comedic trouble due to her schemes and misunderstandings. While Lucy is endearing on the show and she's beloved as the main character, she often reinforced the stereotype that women are naive and irrational and inept, particularly when it's juxtaposed against her level-headed husband Ricky, who is far more composed. Or how about The Simple Life, which was a reality show in the 2000s starring Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, and they were placed in everyday working class situations such as living on a farm or working at fast food restaurants, and the show thrived on the portrayal of these women as being completely out of touch with normal life, with much of the humor of the show relying on this dumb blonde trope. And the "I'm just a girl" trend is another mutation of this. It's not a coincidence that we're seeing the rise of the "I'm just a girl" trend at the same time that we're seeing the rise of trends like bimbocore, right as we see the trad wife trend on the rise, which also seeks to perpetuate this outdated gender role in tandem with it. Media plays a very important role in shaping our society. And today you're seeing how media continues to play such a significant role, all under the guise of relatability or humor. Social media, with its emphasis on short and digestible content, thrives on trends like these because they're easy to replicate and easy to share. Participating in the "I'm just a girl" trend makes your content more discoverable, makes it more hashtagable, so there's plenty of incentive for women to want to participate in it. Gone are the days of having to rely on print media or television, film, radio. We have a device that we can hold in the palm of our hands where we can have these ideas be seeping into our brains and indoctrinating us, where we could have these ideas be normalized under the guise of comedy. TikTok, with its global massive reach and predominantly young user base, is a powerful tool for influencing how young people think about gender, identity, and self-worth. Listen, I know being an adult is difficult. There are times where I too just think to myself, wow, I remember being a child. Life was so much easier, so much simpler. I can see how enticing it is to cling to those whimsical, just innocent times of our youth. I understand the desire to want to go back to those thoughtless days where you were, in fact, just a girl. But you're not a girl. You're a grown woman. Those days are gone. In the words of Prima J, those days are gone. Millennials, where are you at? That was a bop back in the day. We have to put our big girl pants on, so to speak, and face the realities of the world. You're not a little girl anymore. Instead of being mindless sheep beholden to superficial pursuits, we should all be interrogating how the systems around us exploit us and drain us and steal our joy to the point where we want to long for those bygone days. Instead of extricating themselves from the clutches of mindless consumption, these women double down on their grip by by clinging to the very systems of greed, the very systems of misogyny, all of the oppressive systems that stole their joy. Instead of wanting to relive those bygone days, we should be working to dismantle the systems that stole our joy in the first place. Because ignorance is far from bliss, I promise you. It's not cute to be 25 years old and be apolitical and not know what's going on in the world, and to only be concerned with your skincare collection or your nail polish collection. That's not cute. To break free from this cycle, we all need to practice collective action. We all need to practice critical engagement with what we consume, because femininity is not defined by these unimaginative, stereotypical 2000s, 90s rom-com, sitcom version of femininity. It's time to read a book, okay? It's time to go to the library. It's free, okay? Google is free. You're not a little girl anymore, and that's okay, because little girls don't have agency. Little girls don't have independence, so there's no reason to long for being a little girl. One last thing that I want to say, these women who brag about being just a girl are so financially reckless and proud to be financially reckless. That does not mean that the vast majority of women are like this. The vast majority of us are struggling. The vast majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck. These are women who are incredibly privileged with money to blow, that make bad financial decisions, because at the end of the day, it's not life and death for them. It's just like, haha, hee hee, so funny, so cute. I'm a little girl. Daddy will clean it up for me anyway. Those kinds of girls. Don't take your financial cues from them. But other than that, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the I'm just a girl trend and this overall girlification of life, where people are not grounded in reality, but they are creating these fictional worlds in their minds where they're just these dainty little girls that can just swipe their credit cards with no consequences and not have any regard for the financial toll, for the environmental toll, for the human cost of their negligence. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below about that. And if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, definitely hit that subscribe button. I have more content like this where we discuss all of the various micro trends and clean girl, that girl aesthetic. And we talked about girl dinner and girl math. And we talk frequently about overconsumption and just de-influencing you from all of the tomfoolery that's on the internet. So if you want more content like that, definitely stick around and subscribe. And if you want to see what I'm up to outside of YouTube, you can follow me on my social media profiles, which you can find down here, as well as my Patreon, where we have $1.50 tiers. For those of you who want to help fund my work on this channel, I would really appreciate it. But besides all that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all next time.